You hear me?
Yes, Serena, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was having difficulty on my laptop. I figured I'd just connect on my phone. All right, so that's that, I guess.
Yeah, I started live streaming already because I gotta step away. But I made you a co-host. I made Malcolm a co-host. It looks like you have one guest.
Wonderful.
And because you're already recording, you have a quorum. I'm going to leave it to you to announce the time and yourself and all the other stuff. And just call me if you need to. Okay?
Okay, thank you so very much, Jeremy.
Okay.
Good
Good luck.
evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. As I mentioned at the top of this meeting, I was just having a little difficulty logging in, so I just want to pull up my agenda. Today is Monday, December 19th, 2022, and this is the Community Development and Budget Priorities Committee meeting for December. My name is Serena Muniz, and I am the chair of the committee. I'm also joined by my co-chair who will introduce himself.
Hey everyone, it's Malcolm, coach. How you doing?
Thank you, Malcolm. And so we're going to start by reviewing and or putting a motion to approve the November 2022 meeting minutes. Malcolm and I are a committee of two. And so I just want to just note that and also ask for a motion to approve and or abstain.
Make the motion to approve.
Thank you, Malcolm. So initially, so old business. Last last meeting in November, we were joined by the Department of City Planning, and they presented a really awesome PowerPoint to discuss I guess, the fundamentals really of what the community district needs and budgetary priorities are across New York City and what that would mean for everyone involved in their respective communities. And so we ask that they present um, kind of just like from the beginning to the end, a presentation as to what that would look like. But before I even go into that, I do apologize. Our we had I'm sorry. We it's the gallery session. And so we want to hear from any speakers that and anyone here that would like to share with us. And so the floor is yours. As everyone already knows, there is 2 minutes of uninterrupted time for you to share with us. And so I see that we have someone joining our meeting, and it's Mr. Michael, and I want to say is it Case?
It's Cass.
Cass, Mr. Michael Cass. Would you like to share in this gallery session?
No, thank you. I just joined to listen in.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. So we did not have too many. We didn't have anyone register for our gallery session, but I'm not surprised. Our first official meeting since I became chair was in November. And so it is our hope that, more people will join and, we'll have the opportunity to share what it is that they, would like to see from this committee. And so we're going to move forward to old business. As I was mentioning previously, we were joined by the um, Department of City Planning, and we were talking about the fundamentals of what the community district needs actually looks like and what the budgetary priority actually is. If anyone missed that, I encourage you to check out our YouTube channel, CB11. It's there. It's the November Community Development and Priority Meeting, um, sort of a feature or segment, or I guess committee meeting, right? There you'll find a PDF of very valuable and useful information, and links to different city agencies that will detail our past budgetary priorities, our past district needs, so that we can all collectively determine what it is that we need for our district. And so that can be found on the YouTube, the CB11 YouTube channel. Additionally, if anyone wants the PDF, please just email, and we can just, we can email that to you, no problem. So in terms of old business, we also discussed a survey. So the DCP, the Department of City Planning, offers a survey. It's an 8-page survey that asks all the community boards throughout New York City what their number one priorities are. And it breaks it down from things like, what are the 3 most pressing issues facing your district? And it has affordable housing, things like affordable housing, civic engagement, crime and public safety, economic recovery, homelessness, etc. It's an 8-page survey that we have made available on our CB11 website under forms. And all of our district is encouraged to take a look at this survey. And right now, we're working with DCP, the Department of City Planning, to make this form sort of live and editable, so that you and well, you meaning the public, all of us are able to write on this form. Right now the form is just it's available in a download manner, and then we are asked and encouraged to submit the form to cdneeds_dl@planning.nyc.gov. In the new year, we're looking to have again this form not only editable, but also available in multiple languages. I am currently trying to, well, I'm currently translating it into Spanish, and I'm also looking into different languages, and hopefully we'll be able to poll the full board to inquire if there are other languages that we would like to see this survey offered in, right? Because there are multiple languages, but the city does not offer that at the moment. But I think that this is a good start. In our second meeting, that we were able to talk about this and discuss this, and now it's available on our CB11 site for our entire community, so that we could then offer input directly to the CB budget, to the Department of City Planning and the mayor's budget office, so that they could see what it is that we truly deem a priority for this community. That's old business. And then moving forward to new business, we are planning and discussing ways to determine the best ways that we could make ourselves accessible to the community to conduct site visits. And so, oh, I'm sorry. I realized right now that I am not on camera, so forgive me. I don't know if that even matters. If it even matters, but I don't want to be rude. Was having some technological issues, but so we're trying to figure out the best. We're developing that. So this committee will offer the district an opportunity to conduct site visits. And so once we determine the best days of the week, the frequency, the way that the asks will be required, um, and so forth, then we're gonna present that hopefully in the first half of the new year because we find it necessary to to do these site visits to be available to the community, and so that's why that's there under new business. And we were supposed to be joined. Well, we did. The Department of City Planning in our last meeting did mention that they would be amendable to joining us whenever we did ask for them to come back. I wanted them to come back to speak on the narrative portion of the community district need, but they were not available today. And they're looking to see if they would be available for January 24th, which is our next meeting. And so if they are, then that'll be, the next, I guess, segue to the fundamentals of what exactly that looks like for the community. Um, and I think I've covered everything. Does anyone have any questions?
Hi, it's Diana Finch.
Hi,
I
Ms.
am
Finch, how are you?
Hi, fine. I am looking forward to sharing this all with the Bronx Park East Community Association. And I know that one of the languages we'd want, if possible, is Albanian.
Oh, wonderful.
In addition to Spanish, but definitely Albanian.
Albanian.
And mostly I'm just here to learn about this because this whole process is very new to me. Um, it's interesting that the housing, economic development, and land use is all one policy area issue. Because I wouldn't think of affordable housing being in the same category with small business and employment, but I
Have
guess they
have
have
you
them
had an
together.
opportunity? I'm
This
sorry,
is in
Miss
the
Finch.
survey.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
they're
say.
in the same. So like
Mm-hmm,
when you have to choose your most important issue, so you have to
mm-hmm.
choose between affordable housing and small business and employment. But those things don't really seem like, to me anyway, they don't seem like they're in the same category. But one request that I'd have would be if there's a way to put maybe it's there already and I don't know where to find it. If there's a way to put the annual timeline for all of this
Yes.
somewhere accessible on
So
the
that PDF
site.
that I sure. So just really quickly, that PDF that I mentioned at the top, that the
Mhm.
Department of City Planning offered, I do have it, and I could forward that to you, but it does break down the timeline. So
Okay,
what we're looking at, right? So we
right.
know that in October we are to have a public hearing. At the end of October, it's the submission. And then by December 15th, from October 31st to December 15th, I believe the city looks at our submissions, and then that's their deadline. And then we have to wait until, February. So, but that's also,
Mhm.
that's in the PDF. And
Okay.
I have requested to see if perhaps we might be able to make that available. On our website, but nevertheless, it is available on the YouTube, and but not for download. So we can send that to you. I don't think that's a heavy lift at
Okay.
all.
And then the idea is that the planning, New York City Planning Agency forwards all the information onto the different
Mhm.
agencies?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
And so so that's what happens. And then at the first half of the year, then the agencies receive our requests, and then it's our opportunity to ask for them to come to our meeting, right? And we can meet with them and we can discuss our asks or and things of that nature. So they did mention that during their presentation. So this is the reason, one of the very reasons why, even at in November, I thought it would be just beneficial for all of us to kind of just start immediately after submission, so that we knew and we weren't like behind,
Right.
you know. So yes.
And then there's been all this talk lately about the mayor wanting to cut the public library budgets drastically. And I wonder where the libraries come under what in that survey.
Let's
I
see.
guess you could always add them, right? There's an other category.
There is another
Yeah.
category, and it's 8 pages, right? So we have,
Right.
uh, there's just, obviously there are a lot of asks, right?
Right.
So they have to limit what the asks are, but then there is that other. So you know, I'm looking at it right now, and I don't necessarily see library, like
Right.
directly indicated, but like
Oh, there they
youth and
have
children
parks
services.
cultural. It's with the parks. There, yeah, it's there. I see it now. It's in the parks cultural and other community facilities,
I'm looking at it too. Is that
which is
me?
towards the end. The
Okay,
last page. It's on the last page.
okay, the last page. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'm still trying to show my video, really. I don't know what's Oh, here we go, people. Wait. No, okay. I don't want to be rude. Okay. So thank you, Mrs. Finch. Does anyone else would anyone else like to share? Hello? I'm not sure if anyone heard me, but would anyone else like to share?
Any
Oh.
concerns?
Oh, Malcolm. Happy to see you.
I will
Okay,
see you too.
so I think so we now know Albanian would be a language, right? That we would want the survey in. We I did, so just for transparency, I did ask the city if they had the survey available in Spanish, and the city does not.
Oh
So
wow.
they do not, and I was surprised. And so what I am doing is I'm translating it, and I'm also having it, because they don't have it in an editable format. Trying to see if the form that they have can be modified, and I suspect it can. So the form that we had, it seems like we're going to have to take a bit of an initiative in this regard. So providing the English in an editable format, it also translating it into Spanish, and then the Albanian, we might need some. We're definitely going to need some help with that. So we could just maybe reach out to a couple of our community-based organizations, perhaps Albanian Open Hands. I do, know them. Maybe Alexander might. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm gonna reach out to a couple of people to see if we can have that happen. And then outside of that, but I do encourage everyone to please, just if you have the time, take a look at our last meeting. Look at that PDF. There are a bunch of links that'll help us all determine what our district needs truly are, based on our asks from the past several years. And then we're gonna present that, and bring to the full board to determine what our top 3 district needs would be, and take it from there. So for now, that's what Malcolm and I are working on. There's a whole lot of other wonderful ideas that I think we have, and we're just trying to take it slow and steady, and we're always here and we're always available. And I think that's it for now. Malcolm, you have anything else?
Nope, I have nothing else to add. You hit
I
everything.
had another question.
Sure.
Could you say a little bit more about the site visits that you
So
mentioned?
sure. So uh, initially in October, when I first was appointed chair, I was informed that there was a community organization that had requested a site visit. And Malcolm and I started to discuss that, like, what would that look like? Because I don't believe that, and I could be wrong, that that's something that we've done in the past. And so what we're going to present is our days, throughout the month, that are days that, either both he and I or myself and or Malcolm will be available from a certain time. Say it could be from 12 to 2 every other Saturday, that we're going to make ourselves available to do any site visits that anyone requests. We have to create a form, what that's going to look like. Perhaps maybe, a 72-hour in advance ask, or maybe it's a week, depending. I don't know what that's going to look like, but what I do want to just share is that that is our intent. Our intent is to be available. And
Wait,
so, yes.
so this is like the community board conducting an inspection?
Well,
Um, we wouldn't say it's an inspection. Um, Pretty much if there is something going on within the community that a community organization wants us to take a look at, that may be something that can be requested within the budget, during that time. We'll come take a look at it to see, what can be done, what would be the proper avenues to direct it, and what would be the best way to sell it in the when it comes times to fill out the budget. So it wouldn't be an expression, it'd be more of us uh answering, I guess, like the call from the community to look at certain things, and just being a lot more interactive in how we deal with it.
I see. Thank you.
You're
you're
welcome.
welcome. Ms. Finch, did we answer your question?
Yes, you definitely did. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Awesome.
So this is what we're trying to do. This is what we will be doing, and then we'll tweak it as we go along. If it hasn't been done before, then we don't really have a basis to kind of gauge. But nevertheless, what we want to convey is that we really want to be, we're gonna be available, and so I figure, uh, first, definitely by, well, I don't want to say, let me measure my words. Definitely, I want to say by like early February, and maybe even the January meeting, we'll have like a rough draft of what the site visits will look like, so we can present that to everyone, and then maybe engage input to see what works. Right? I think the weekends would work best, and we'll take it from there. But definitely, that's something that we've discussed and that we want to implement. So we'll keep everyone posted with regards to the city plannings, a department joining us in January, with regards to the conversion of the survey into different languages, and of course the site visits and what that's going to look like, and then everything else, thereafter. So, um, I think I've I've reported everything that I have so far, and I thank everyone for joining us. Hopefully, we'll have some more people join us next month. Happy holidays, and thank you. It's 7:55 p.m. And I guess this is the close of our Community Development and Budgetary Priority Committee meeting. Malcolm?
Serena and Malcolm.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Thank you,
Happy
everyone.
holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.